Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Brian, and today I'm going to talk about Farmer Wants a Wife. This premiered on March 8th on Fox. This is, I think, a reboot of a show or a season that they had one season back in 2008, but this is episode one. Welcome to the Farms is the title. So we we call ourselves the Reality Guys. I gave this show a chance. I thought it was a little. I'm not a big country music guy. I'm not into any of that like driving trucks, all that farm life stuff. But I'm gonna give this show a chance. I found it somewhat interesting. I know it's only the first episode. Bill's gonna join me next week. He just wasn't able to make it, hadn't had time to watch it yet. But I just want to get something out there, see if there's any buzz, if anyone on the YouTube for any sort of coverage on the show. But I kind of liked it. I thought it was like a more, it seemed to the eye genuine compared to things like The Bachelor. I kind of liked that there was a little like breaking the fourth wall with the production, talking to the farmers because they really didn't have a good like flirting ability talking to these women. I don't know. We'll see how episode two goes, but from episode one, I wasn't hating it as much as other shows that I watch. So it's hosted by Jennifer Nettles. I think she's a country star, country singer. So she's the host. I mean, the host is there, so there's not a ton of activity. She kind of just walks through like the eliminations, meeting the group of girls coming to the thing, meeting the men. We'll see how the host goes on after in this episode two and onward because the farmer starts with eight girls. He speed dates them for about 10 minutes, and then he like later in the episode he whittles it down to five girls. And then for over the next 6 weeks, those five women are going to live with him on the farm. And I'm not sure how the elimination goes. I'm not sure like if somebody gets eliminated every week. I have no idea. I'm going in this show completely blind. I didn't look up anything on the old one. That's kind of how we do it on this page. Is we don't like. I don't want to see any spoilers. Everything you're seeing. I'm reacting live to the show. I don't want to give anything away. But let's meet our four farmers. We have Farmer Allen. Farmer Allen. The other thing about the show is when I was watching it in the beginning, I thought they all lived in the same state. So little to my knowledge, as we get maybe three-fourths through the episode, they all live in different states and not terribly close together. So Farmer Allen, he lives in Tennessee. Farmer Landon, he lives in Stillwater, Oklahoma. I'm pretty sure. Shout out to Jen from 90 Day Fiance. Hopefully, I'm right about that. Farmer Hunter, he lives in Georgia, and Farmer Ryan, he lives in North Carolina. Now, I was reading something a little bit online about how these guys are they're not totally farmers, they're like more cattle ranchers. So, Farmer Allen, Farmer Landon, Farmer Hunter, they're cattle ranchers. And I think Farmer Hunter is a horse rancher, but Farmer Ryan's a horse breeder. So I guess they're just lumping all these guys into like technically farming, but I don't know. Maybe they just had a hard time finding actual farmers that want to be on the show. So, and the other thing is like we don't really meet all of the women. So there's 32 women, but we really only saw a couple confessionals and like some screen time for maybe about 6 to 10 of them. So some notable ones that actually got screen time: Kelsey, 29, she's a school teacher from Georgia. Sarah, 29, she's from New York. Ashley R, 32, from Florida. She's a single mom. Um, Devin, 25, from Arizona. Cassidy Joe, 28, from Arizona. Lily, 24, Miami, Florida. So a lot of I did a little bit of reading on like reviews of the show, and a lot of people are saying like, why would any of these women want to leave their normal lives to live on a farm? And I kind of have to agree with that. I want to see how the show goes because to me it doesn't make sense. Like, why would you leave these major cities and go live in Oklahoma? You know what I mean? Like, I need to see how the show develops, and I'm just here along. I'm here for the ride. I just find it's mindless to me. Like I was saying before, the guys, they just seem like they to me from what I saw episode one, they seem like they're actually trying to find somebody. It just doesn't seem as like, I'm sure it's definitely manufactured and fake, but I just, from watching The Bachelor and some of these other shows, I find it like less phony so far. All right. Like again, they like the speed dating was super quick. I'm not going to dwell on it. This is gonna be a quick review. So Farmer Allen, his five, he's funny. He was the first one to pick. He actually got rejected on the first one. Ariana, she said no, and he was actually really feeling her. But she's like, I actually appreciate this. She was like, I don't think I could live this life. But then it's like, why are you on the show? But she also kind of mentioned that he was kind of, he didn't really have a personality like he was giving off. Like he just he said he thought it went well. She was kind of like up in the air about it. All right, look, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit actually real quick. So there's eight women for each of the guys, so there's no mix and matching, so they can't, like, there's no competition between them or competition between the girls going for multiple guys. So the way it works is there was like they had an online profile, and the farmer chooses his favorite eight that I guess were most interested in him. And I didn't, so far I haven't heard anything from the cast, like from what we saw, if there was any like, oh, he was my second choice or something like that. So if that happens later season, that's news to me. That would be a twist. So that's why they start with eight. He's solely focused on the eight. The farmer's solely focused on the eight. Each girl is only fully focused on one dude. All right, so Farmer Allen, his first, Ariana denies him. So I was like, whoa, this show, like, starting off with a little bit of drama. I liked it. He picked Kirsten, Rebecca, Kelsey, Sloan, and then like we saw a lot of Cassidy Joe. Like Cassidy Joe ended up getting picked. Wasn't surprised there, just the amount of screen time she got to be picked last. Ryan. So Farmer Ryan chose Sarah, Portia, Sarah V, Haley, and Lily. Farmer Hunter chose Devin, Stephanie, Sydney, Delilah, I think it's, or it might be Dahlia, and Megan. And Landon chose Zoe, Ashley R, Kylie, and Nicole. So we already have a couple initials. So when Bill watches this, he's gonna love that. So host tells us about 6 weeks, and then right at the end of the episode, the Jennifer goes, "You are going to pick somebody, and they're going to spend 24 hours with you." And this was kind of shocking because to me, when I was watching, I thought they were very close to the farm. So I don't know where they all had a central location where they met to have these speed dates, but if you got to fly far to like Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia, Oklahoma, pretty spread out, like I said. So I was a little surprised by that. I'm interested to know a little more if like this is just a one time thing with the 24 hours, like they get a bonus head start before the other women come, or is it going to be one of these things where like every once in a while he can be alone with somebody? Where did the other women go? Not totally sure, so we'll see how that goes. So for the 24 hours, Farmer Allen chose Cassidy Joe, Farmer Ryan chose Haley, and Farmer Hunter chose Sydney, and Farmer Landon chose Ashley R. And they just kind of come onto the farm. He drive, I don't know, they pick him up at the airport, they drive to the farm, show him around. I think the only major note is Farmer Allen uh, had like blue kitchen cabinets in his kitchen, and he said to Cassidy that it was from an ex, and she's just like, ex-wife. So kind of left on that cliffhanger, and then we had like a little preview of the entire season, and it looks like eventually all the remaining four women will all the remaining four, and then eventually all five of them will be living on the farm. So I don't know how the elimination works, but I'm gonna try to stick with it. I found it just different, and I just like to cover or at least touch base on, like, we're the reality guys. I want to touch base on as many reality TV shows as we possibly can. So maybe if this gets good viewing, we can make it a staple, because I know Bill's gonna give it a chance. He just was busy, and he looked interesting to him, but I'm gonna at least try to do this weekly. So appreciate everybody watching. Let me know what you think of the show. Like, is it stupid? Do you think are you a little like weirdly interested like I am, or do you think I could kind of see this being a one and done season because it looked like it was before back in 2008? But you never know. You never know the times today. You never know streaming. But check it out. It's on Fox on Wednesdays. So we will see you guys next week. We have before we go, we have a ton of stuff coming out. We actually have a live show later tonight that I am not going to leak about, but if you're interested in anything that happened in The Bachelor last week, it has to do with that. So definitely come check that out with Bill and I. I think it's going to be 5 p.m. today. We have then later that tonight we have TLC Sundays, which is 90 Day Fiance, MILF Manor, and then Monday we have Below Deck and Bachelor. So before we even get full in the week, we have a bunch of videos dropping. So we try to have something every single day, something for everybody. So check it out. Leave us a comment, like, subscribe. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.